To solve problems ebeba IT solutions embassy ni here to make life comfortable for Ghana for ni obia ebeba hono. That is why you
Isn't that what I did?
No, but this time no, you are paid as a staff of the embassy. You created a solution using resources of the embassy for your personal benefit. That is where the problem is.
Okay, but I was working for the embassy.
Yeah.
I was getting paid for the other stuff that I do for the embassy.
Yes.
Not for that solution that I provided for the outside. Outsiders were paying me to go buy their return envelope and prepare their labels and make sure they can be communicated effectively from when the application leaves to when it gets delivered to them. These are two different things. So if I had put a charge on coming up with that idea, for example, certain amount of money, so for me providing or coming up with this intellectual idea, the government should pay me this, and I may operate here. It's a whole different ball game. Because if I ask the mission that because like I said, the one that I provided, I didn't ask money. So if they say, instead of putting the burden on the embassy, let's put the burden on the applicants to find a way to solve the issue because the system does address verification. It communicates with them. When there's an issue, they are being communicated to. Tell me, for all these years, did anybody go online or in a social media say, and I'll be a year in that's will be a family passport and no. There was no complaints. So can we look at the good part? The part that people were benefiting and forget about the fact to say somebody was benefiting from something that he has your friends have genuinely put together.
Yeah, but unim say based on what you're saying, Anka, the problem may not have been this serious if you did not have a link of that private company on the embassy's website. Even that there will still have been problems, but it is worse now because you used state resources for private gain. That is conflict of interest. No, and what its explanation is real.
So, you see, anytime you say that, it sounds as if I did it without anybody's knowledge.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying.
So when him say, but here, so when him say, you want penny for our embassy.
Embassy, so yeah, no correct.
Okay. So are we saying then penny for are not allowed to find or find a solution to a problem? The question is, if they had a problem with what I was doing, and yes, and people from the ministry know what was going on.
Is the ministry even in Accra? No, ministry in Accra. No,
but my brother, the embassy, that link and everything, almost on website. Even if I'm not even going to speak for them, but the key thing is, was it a hidden link?
No, it doesn't look like it is. Yeah.
And I fail to say the second event, you see, main problem they say if the argument was about the fact to say, look, that debate we can have. But what I'm saying is for him to say, my dirty bansika, I could go name account to mono. That is what we need to dwell.
Okay. I guess
that is what the issue is.
No, I get that. But no. Yes.
One can say, the only reason maybe one camel like them is because they didn't have the case. Because it's in fact, cannot go to the house. But that's not what he said. What's my dirty a buying seeker? Where is that?
But unim say no make and me pacho open to interpretation. I mean, the minute a beba link nebeda embassy the website, and this is a staff of the embassy. Yes, even though you're contract staff, as long as your contract subsist, you are a staff of the embassy. Don't you think, sir, there is an element of conflict of interest?
Well, yes. But listen to this. They brought that up, and I gave them a checklist.
Okay.
Of a resolution to a conflict or resolution for a conflict of interest at a workplace. Now, Mr. T. say, first of all, whatever services that I'm providing has nothing to do with the Ghana government. Ghana government is not paying me to offer those services to the people. It is more like also being taught returning the post office. Stamp na mesian or kwem. That's outside of the embassy.
Asempa FM.
That's outside of the embassy. Government and yet to say at the end of the day, the bill ever say all services are providing and mommy and humsika. No. And another thing also is the information that is being collected from these people to offer them services does not have any connection to the embassy. Because local website now here return postage you see, there will be a privacy policy, terms and conditions that tells you the information that you're collecting, what they are going to be used for, which is something that is regulated. Because you can't just collect people's information online just like that. That's what I say.
Yeah, me too, pa.
So one can say it, but if you look deeply into it, where is the conflict? Because a bank is not paying me. I have the contract with the applicants, a same contract that I have with the government.
I understand that bit, but because
but you see, okay. What I'm saying is the question now was not whether or not the conflict of interest.
Okay.
The question and the definition here is I have, in a way, diverted some money. I call my personal accounting. So if one has put out there, so there's that would be a different conversation to have, and I said to debate on. But that's not the issue here. The issue is the defamation part of it. So we are a bank seeker on the blind side of the ministry.
It is a challenge about
the issue.
Am I a medical advice on a national TV for months? Exchange the exchange Ryanum. But could be crying and make sure you'll see chloroquine painkiller. Raja say chloroquine I any more chloroquine they said them kumumini. Yana where the chloroquine no more
contraindications.
But Yatra Manipaya Yasania then we have realized apparently
Uncle Dennis, what can I say? Chloroquine painkiller. And yes, and one was so betting can say spinal cord and clinical see a same woman.
Nantam de Wakabe, Messanu videos.
Matthias and the
Wakabe, Messanu videos. And this was on national TV. And I wouldn't say, Minister, I'm sure you there, you know. It's all caught in a rural areas. Mammy phone, ya mammy nominee, ya papa, and baby na TV so no medications. TV radio, no medication. Baby na or the prescription. Oba see a drobia by see a friend say no akoto. If you me share program where you say we will cross our program we on message. Because according to the prescription and medical advice. But I don't put there. What is even more worrying is national security and state affairs and Ankasansono. The panel is fraudulent act ewrem to the extent that the green letterhead the highest letterhead you can find when it comes to appointment in this country, Nidi ababe PSO. Nidi no se PA no, MP Samuel Okudzeto Financial Health Insurance Board now. There are different categories of people when they appoint you.
Pa!
It is a nanka. You appoint from another category and problem with you. You appoint as a health insurance expert. On the National Health Insurance Board, in that category, or no any doctors and rollers. Honorable.
Wow.
And this lady has been indicated as a health insurance expert. I had a doctor na Canadian doctor na Canadian or mine letterhead and so.
Are why Nigeria minister me I'm a doctor. Now so question I don't you have printing press in your country?
So it's a serious issue. Now I have said it and I'll say it again. Never be no mampeni mahama M1 mine. But we dear me for some morning bono. Me for some morning bono. But it's one of the bo or moi or the what tomo or so. Or more the GDM almost on one and on fancy or mine, but the bobo. Of course, will be argument and run all your say, or mampeni mahama will position. Or no sound or yeah, and by this time, control the Facebook or no can you see or a Kufado address one. And no control the Facebook or no, I didn't command or the way Casasre, no, or the Casam. You see, a more Monfayano. But you see, on Mampini appointment now, only more appointment personally. But it's what I say. Only more personally. This is 261 years. Many of some people are not person on the muten.
There be
a recommendations, a nominations from the constituency level, from say on the.
Because on one chrome crown or appoint or more appointee. This you know, on government house or company.
So I just say only more. Until whoever misled the president to appoint a fraudulent person to say we are, you know. The president must take action, and then some who will take action. Omo yene to say why na tra, you see omo yama de na ye tra to say oh, what your letter revoke into one. How many more misleading advice and recommendations and our mampeni saka? We don't know that for a fact yet. Inti eso mampeni chisa ni panaso. Such na so. Tene beya moving forward, they will do due diligence before Sanya Masi Babisi because you see, Yepo Yempo and you know, or Mampeni John the Money Mama, on a Mampeni you, or they take decisions, critical decisions, they affected the lives of the Ghanaian people. And see, people who are going to advise him, recommend, nominate, you know, guide him, should be people who are very, very detailed. And if the president of the republic can be misled on such a serious matter there, then on to me and check up at Nassau. On Chini Panasuni, you say, we do Juma, then ye ascend to dear Mafraka. Because how is it possible? How is it possible, say, we have our nominations here? Second Council of State,
yes, Echo Council of State.
Now, Council of State to make say, rather than song. Then it comes out that. And yeah, dear, what a tree and a what a share a friend is saying, and pay as you, a day it was obvious, the very moment I saw the lady's CV, you wouldn't see the pay in a CV were fraudulent. University of Ghana, also we University of Ghana 2008. May call University of Ghana Nibi. University of Ghana, almost yet anything tourism and management. What
shows our call University of Ghana?
Or say, Oria University of Ghana 2008, or your Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management.
What?
That's why you University of Ghana come on your tourism management.
What?
So I just say, and when a basic,
what you want, Papa?
Or what I say, and you're sophisticated. If indeed the Council of State was doing any serious work. Now, a rubber stamp, they should have noticed this obvious anomaly on the lady's CV. And whoever recommended the president, the name of the lady to the president, who's anomaly, board near the what do we see the cool? But we see yep, on my penny, I was CV. On my penny, we're foot for no money, CV. It's a moment share CV. It's a Panian process, obvious idea where yet Bachelor of Science Tourism Management, but what Miss Anka Bakos on count. So, Johns Hopkins University,
US.
It is one of the most renowned universities in the world, especially when it comes to medical school. And now,
oh, pa, you quite a lesser one, Sinibi and Crawford, than him.
A run say, or Johns Hopkins. Now, Johns Hopkins, there is a cockatoo. Or see, or yeah, medical, or yeah, medicine, or Johns Hopkins, no, we know.